What's up, everybody? Mo Parmat in the studio. Um, some of you may remember I mentioned I would do a video based off the Project Caprice. How I literally came up with a method that you can use JV Weld, but still, if you like the more candy color paints or stuff like that, you can get away with using the JV Weld and still be able to use a candy color paint. Um, Now, if you're just starting in customizing, you might start out with taking an old Corvette or an old car, much like the one I have in my hand, which happens to be a Corvette, and just doing a simple real rider swap or plastic wheel swap to it. And once you've learned the skill of fabricating your own axles using brass metal rod, you will then probably progress into, hold on here, let me get the other part of this part of the demonstration. You may then progress to stripping the paint off of a car or a truck like this 83 Silverado casting, and then doing your own custom repaints like this truck where I did a wheel swap and a full repaint. Now, then including all the detail work. But then you may run into the next step, or should I say, when you go to the next step of starting to chop things apart and gluing body parts back together, much like this guy, the all too now infamous Project Goliath, and much like the Caprice project, which I'll show you this one particular seam, so you can see right there, there's a clear gap that has to be filled with JB Weld. Just like on that Project Caprice I did, I had to fill a couple holes in the roof because it was a cop car, and the person who wanted that custom didn't want it to look like a cop car, but they wanted it a candy blue kind of a color. So what I have done is I have taken two of these Monster Dairy Delivery castings, just like this. And what I've done is, on one of them, just to keep this one plain, to show throughout this video of where we started as I go along in the process. What I've done with the second one, however, is this. I have intentionally drilled holes. I made a big slash in the roof, and if I can get it just right, those highlighted notches you see there, can I get it? There we go. All those bright silver notches you're seeing are deep gouges I intentionally cut into the roof of this car. And throughout this video, you guys are going to see the process of filling all this mess with JB Weld. The result of sanding the JB Weld down. And then I'm going to take you through the entire process of painting it. Or should I say, showing you after the base color is on. And then after the color coat has been applied. And all that kind of stuff. But for now, I'm gonna leave you at this stage because I now have to go mix some JB Weld up. And the next time you see this car, half this roof is going to be covered with JB Weld, and I'm going to demonstrate the sanding procedures and stuff like that. So I'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm back. Now before I can show you anything even remotely involved in painting, when you first buy some of the JB Weld, you're going to see two tubes. The black tube, which is your liquid metal, and the red tube, which is your hardener. And what you want to do is take a piece of cardboard that you don't mind losing, and you put almost equal parts of each on this piece of cardboard. You then take a mixing stick and you stir it all together. And I hope I didn't wait too long on this batch. And I put way too much on here, but that's okay. It'll work for demonstration purposes. And you mix it up until you have that gray looking material. And what I always do is, the very stick I use to mix it up with, I ball some of the stuff up on it, just like so. Bear with me for a second here while I clear out some areas that I have to clear out. That over there, this over here. And then you take your casting, and you'll have to forgive me that it's far away from my computer, but I don't want the stuff on my laptop. You take your victim, or should I say your project, and then you very liberally put a good size amount of stuff on there. Enough to where you can't even see the seam, or in some cases the hole or the gap, whatever it is you're trying to cover. Put enough of the stuff on there so that you cannot see that particular thing. And especially on a large diameter hole, you're gonna have to put a lot in there. And then what I always like to do is look underneath of the casting, especially in the case of the hole. Make sure I got everything through there, or the crack there, half the slash mark I cut through the roof. Make sure that the material is getting all the way through there, which in my case it is. And you'll notice that the half I have covered, you can't tell where any of that stuff was. Any of the old slash marks, even the hole. And then you just gotta sit and wait. Let this stuff cure for a day. So in the interest of saving time, I'm gonna go ahead, after I cut this part of the video off, and I'm going to finish off the top of this roof line, the entire top of the roof. And then in the next part of the video, you will see me in the process of getting things sanded down. So, see you soon. One little part I do have to add, if you're like me and like reusing your applicator, make sure you clean it off. What you're about to see. Oh. Take a nice paper towel. And there you go. Nice clean applicator ready for the next time I have to use some JB Weld, which is definitely going to be on Project Goliath. Alright, so see you soon. Okay guys, I'm back. Just wanted to show you the progress I've made. It's the day after the first 3 parts of this video. And this is what the roof of the Monster Dairy Delivery looked like after the JB Weld cured. And the reason I'm covering the other half is because I've already done some of the sanding work. I started out with 80 grit, then I jumped up to 150, then I jumped up to 600, then I jumped up to 800. And I'm only halfway through the process of what I personally do. I'm going to stop at 1200 with 2 more steps to get to that point. But this is what you'll see as a demonstration piece at only 800 grit. There you go. As you can see right there, there's a shiny spot in the middle of that one seam. That just goes to show you that even though you think you get every little bit filled with JB Weld, you don't every time. So I'll have to go back in there later, make sure I fill that in completely, fill it in all the way, and resand that one particular area. But as you can see, there's a definitive line. The circle's been completely filled in, and even down to the edge here with that one little chunk right there. I'll show you guys after I get done completely taking the rest of the roof down to this point on the front here. Another specialty tool that I like to use. But this is just a demonstration of what to expect. So, see you guys soon. Okay, I'm back. I have finished off, as you can see here, I have finished off the JB Weld removal, aka a lot of hand sanding, on the roof line of the truck, and as you can see, everything looks really good and smooth, except on the inside, as you can plainly see there in that angled shot. You got the JB Weld that came through everything, and I will take care of that in a little bit, but I'm not going to show you that part. But what I will show you is, like you see on the front here, you got that little chunk. I have that little chunk of JB Weld right next to where my thumb is, as well as a little bit of a block. It might be hard to see. There you go. A little bit of a block right at the top of the windshield. And I also have a little bit of excess JB Weld on the back. Now, what I use for that purpose is, I found this at a Harbor Freight store near me. I don't know if you have a Harbor Freight store near you, but either way, I'm sure you can find something like this. Ultra Tough Ultra Steel 6-piece needle file set. Um, it comes with various shapes of files. Got perfectly flat. Got a couple triangle shaped pieces. A couple half moon with the flat side. The other one I took out already is a perfect. Yeah, this is the square shaped needle file. You got a round one in here also. Yeah, you got a triangle, a very thin round one, a flat one, and two with crescent shape like this and flat on the bottom, and of course the square. It comes with this little handle, very convenient to use, and all you literally have to do, I'll try to show you this on the windshield here, is go like this back and forth a whole bunch of times, which I'm not about to really do over my laptop. But just bear with me in real time here. Hopefully without stabbing myself in the finger. I don't know if you guys can see this. And there you go. That little extra tab by my thumb is now gone. But we then have to deal with the little block, the barely noticeable little block at the edge, the upper edge of the windshield. So I take this file out. Grab the wide flat file. And just that quick, the little chunk on top of the windshield is gone. And once again along the back side. Once again in real time. Well, in the interest of saving some time on this video, on this part, I'll finish it off later. But what I recommend you do is go to your local auto parts store, and pick up some microfiber cloths, like for car polishing. Trust me, they're not just for car polishing. I use this one here, and as I'm sure you can see, it's been used for a lot of cleaning dirty stuff. I use it after, like you saw earlier, I blew some of the dust off of the car, but I use this microfiber cloth via every now and then changing where on the cloth I'm using to contact the casting itself. And then once you're done with that, you take a second microfiber cloth, or at least I do. I take a second microfiber cloth, and then, wow, it's raining hard out there. I go over the entire casting very thoroughly with this second microfiber cloth, and pick off any of the little hairs that come off. Very carefully pick them off, so I can get the casting prepped for painting, which is going to be the next part of this video, which you guys will see the end result of me spraying on the first base coat. So, see you soon. Okay, I'm back. Now, just a quick refresher. On this particular project, we started out with the truck like this, that I had notched the roof and everything, cut through the roof, yada yada yada. Now, the trick I discovered, in order to use the blue metal cast paint that my friend had specifically requested for that Caprice project, I went to my local auto parts store, in particular Pep Boys, and I looked at two different color options as far as a base coat. I looked at white, and then I looked at another color, and I'm going to share that with you guys. And here's the color. Duplicolor. Duplicolor Honda Alabaster Silver Metallic. And here is the result. Beautiful metallic to give you a ton of the metal flake look underneath the metal cast, as you'll see in the next step. But more importantly, you can't see any of the JB Weld color in there. No, none of that dark JB Weld is coming through at all. You do see the lines very, very faintly. And that, I sanded this roof down as smooth as I could. I don't know how the lines are still showing, but you'll also notice those two little divots in the paint were spots of JB Weld, spots in the JB Weld lines that I did not completely refill. And I did that intentionally so you guys could see this, which is why you got to watch your JB Weld. And if you notice holes like that in the seams, fill them in. But yeah, as you can see, you get that really nice, hold on, you get that really nice metallic sparkle. And you'll see in the next step, once I get a couple coats of metal cast red on here, just for demonstration purposes, you're going to see how that all those little spots of metallic, of the metallic in this silver color, pop through that red. So be on the lookout for the next part. See you soon. Okay guys, I'm back with the final part of this project video, and forgive the appearance. It has been a few days, and if you follow me on Instagram or are a friend of mine on Facebook, you know what I've been up to. Had an awesome weekend at the drag races. Awesome stuff. Anywho, that's beside the point. Now, just as one last reminder, we started out with this. This one, of course, without the cuts through the roof like I did. Nice, plain, bare casting. I applied the color coat, the final color coat, to it, and I gave it a good few days to thoroughly cure and all that good stuff. So, here we go. There it is. Check it out. I don't know if you guys are catching in the video any of the metallic sparkle that this stuff has in it, but oh my gosh, this trick works out great. And the only indicators of anything involving JB Weld work are the faint remnants of the lines, like that, like you see right there, going across the roof. So, but that's it. That's the whole process to go from a JB Weld repair car or a JB Weld assemble car to using a metallic paint on it. I hope you guys liked the video. I hope you guys found it to be informative. Because I certainly had fun doing it. And I hope, like I said, I hope you learned something. Thank you so much for watching. That's it for this. See you later. Bye.